And we're back with yet another game-breaking experience. This time, it's the much-acclaimed game Banished. If you've ever wanted to play the fun aspects of SimCity, you know, the building parts, and on top of that, the joys of dysentery and cholera of the Oregon Trail, then Banished is the game for you. And the main menu of this game should probably already give you a taste of what is potentially going to be happening here, because we open up on a graveyard with a lot of tombstones, just like on the Oregon Trail. Oh boy, this should be delightful. First things first, of course, we're going to need to get a cool name for our city, so, cool name we'll have to do, so yeah. Here's also the map seed if you want to play along, so let's dive right in. We have 5 families in clothing and firewood. Let's see how far we can go. 5 families. Cool, so we've begun. There's a river right nearby, which is going to be very, very important for this particular trick in the video that we're going to be doing. So initially I can see a small problem with our initial city already. We are banished. We're not going to get any additional people for quite some time. Years, in fact, maybe even decades. And we started off with a bunch of adults and a few children. Now, at first glance, this may not be a problem. However, I usually do a little bit of light reading before going to bed, and very recently I read the Computing the Minimal Crew for a Multi-Generation Space Journey to Another Star System, and they came to the conclusion that, well, in order to maintain genetic stability, we're going to need a population of at least 98. Considering we are far from that number, I think we're going to start playing Sweet Home Alabama in the background here, because oh boy, is our family tree gonna look like spaghetti in the very near future. As the town progresses, obviously we're gonna be running into some small problems here and there, and that in this particular case is the terribleness of labor dying in childbirth. The Oregon Trail is definitely coming into full swing here, because our first death is somebody who died inside of a log cabin in the middle of nowhere. Which makes me wonder, where do these people even come from? Aside from the whole genetic spaghetti that we got going on right now within our population, where did these people come from? Well, looking at all the huts and stuff like that, this does look like it's somewhere in the Americas, or something along those lines, probably in the 17th, maybe 16th century, which means that they were banished from somewhere, and considering we could build a chapel at some point, I'm getting some Puritan vibes going on here, which means that some sort of red-coated menace must have ejected these people from their lands. Yeah. Well done there, red-coated menace. Now you may be wondering, ASpec, what is the strategy here? What are you going to be doing? Because so far it just seems like your standard playthrough. Well, turns out that the economy of Banished in general is a little bit on the wonky side. In the normal world, at least pre-fiat money, everything is run on gold standard. You know, gold is expensive. There's not a lot of it, at least, you know, mined. And, yeah, that's what the economy usually runs off, like I mentioned, pre-fiat money. Is that the case here? No, it most definitely is not. Is it maybe something else that's valuable? How about printer ink? Is it printer ink? No. Even though HP, makes me pay out of my nose for printer ink, I just bought, like, a bunch of cartridges the other day. $60, not even gonna lie. No, it's not printer ink, even though it's expensive. No, it turns out that the most expensive, or not so much the most expensive, but the most valuable resource in Banished is wooden chips, specifically firewood. And why firewood? Well, as you can see, we've got our trading post up and running here. We actually have 2 of them. We're gonna fill these bad boys up completely with firewood and use those as trade materials. And that means that we can start building massive amounts of woodcutters. And on top of that, we are going to be building gigantic amounts of forestry lodges, because we want to get all the wood in the world. Normally in the game, they say, you know what, you should like have farms and like wheat fields until the end of the days. No. We're gonna turn this map into a giant harbor completely filled with trading posts, as well as, well, firewood stockpiles, and we're gonna trade until the end of time. We don't need all the fancy stuff. Maybe sheep, that's pretty much it. But we're just gonna survive purely on trading posts. It's gonna be glorious. Normally, you're supposed to do this, you know, at the start of the game, but we're just gonna take it to the nth degree because there's so much space for trading posts here, and it's going to be, oh boy, so incredibly built full. So our genetic kaleidoscope of a town now has over 70 people, stemming from the original 20. I don't even want to know what goes on in the genes and strands of this entire village. There must be some weird genetic defects running around. However, we have nicely filled up our firewood, 700 units per trading post, and now it's just waiting for our first trader to come along. Maybe somewhere around this river, they will come, and then they will give us maybe food. Food we've got a lot of already. We're using basically nothing but foraging. We could use the advanced stuff, but hey, foraging, it's cost effective and we get a lot of food with it. Like, why would we do anything else, right? Like, just spam forager sites pretty much everywhere. But we want sheep because then we can make wool coats, or at least warm coats, because the winter is cold. And if we don't know anything about winter, well, according to the weather report, we're all going to die and there won't never be anybody else to tell our stories, which I would consider somewhat unfortunate. Oh, it looks like our first merchant has arrived. What do you got there, buddy? Let's take a look here at our trade. Oh my god, look at that. Our firewood has a value of 4. We have 700 units of it, which means that we have over 2,200 value here. Like, let's buy 500 roots. Let's buy 500 pecans. Let's buy, 500 apples. And 12 wool colts. How many is that, sir? 1,700. 1,700. Well, how about 500 here? Oh, we got way too much. Are you saying that our economy running on wood chips is actually doing just fine? My lord, that is amazing. That is amazing. Wow, we're using 435 firewood to get all these resources, including warm coats, apples, roots, and pecans. Or pecans, depending on where you're from.
Pecan.
Regardless, look at that. All of a sudden, we have so much food. And all we need to do is just get more and more firewood. Sure, firewood reserve right now, a little bit on the low side. Doesn't matter. These guys will beaver along and just get us more and more firewood slowly over time. We're just going to sell that stuff because it's just too good. And the other side, the more trade posts we have, the more traders will come. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is amazing. There's another one. What do you got there, buddy? What do you have? Ooh, 500 eggs, but also a whole bunch of seeds that we don't need any of because we're not going to be doing any farming anytime soon. 500 eggs, you say, for 1,000. Well, that is just startling. That is amazing. For 220 wood? Nah, it's a little bit more than that. Math has never been my strong point. 250 wood for 500 eggs? Hell yeah, means we don't need a chicken farm or a chicken coop. Just keep on trucking. This is exactly what we wanted. We're just gonna have to scale this up and just add more and more trading posts and slowly but steadily get more and more food and wood chips and more farms that are at least forestry lodges. This is just splendid. So it's come to my attention that because of all the resources that we have, the storage for produced goods is nearing capacity. My god, we're almost completely filling up the storage barn right now. Even though we have another storage barn like here that we're not using for some bizarre reason. But look at that. There's so many things in here. This is great. We got 94% full because we have so many friggin' mushrooms. Just moving over to the market. Look at that. The market is full. We got eggs. You got iron tools. This is good. So storage is almost full. We're getting there. We're getting there. This town is thriving. Maybe we were banished, but you know those people over in the East Coast and stuff like that. They can go suck an egg because we're just fine over here in Banished, or at least cool name. So now we have a little bit of a conundrum. Our population is doing fairly well. We got about 120 of scarily related people in our town. Starting off from those initial 20, and overall we're doing quite well. We're scaling up ever so slightly, but 15 nomads are requesting citizenship. Now, can we hold this? And we have enough houses. We're building more. We got a nice bunkhouse as well. And the additional population would be good because we can send those into gatherers and foresters and stuff like that, just to upscale things even better. So we're just going to accept them in and just pray that they're not bringing any disease in. We got 11 additional laborers right now. We're going to immediately put them to work. And slowly over time, this will start getting bigger and bigger and bigger, this number. So right now we're only, sub 20. Eventually, they'll come in their hundreds, and we need to be prepared for that if we want to actually accept them. Also, our population will start to die off due to old age, and having these nomads means that A, we get fresh genetic material for the pool, and B, replacements for those elderly. So that's at least as relatively possible. Buy merchant. Oh yeah, we're building some more trading posts. I'm sure this will go just fine. Look at this entire stretch of real estate that we can put trading posts on. And just to illustrate how broken Firewood really is, Firewood has a value of 4. For some reason, mutton, i.e. the meat from sheep, has a value of 3. Now, mutton is not particularly easy to get. It's, you need sheep for it, and you need to renew all that stuff. Firewood, you just chop down some trees, and then you cut the wood. For some reason, it has a value of 4. I'm never going to need to do anything ever again. I'm just gonna buy 1,000 fish. Here you go. So 1,000 fish. And how much firewood do I have? I've got 2,000 firewood, and I got 10,000 coming. So screw it. I'm just gonna buy all your mutton here, and you can have firewood. What are you gonna do in that boat with it? I have no idea. I don't really care, but I think overall we should be okay. Let's not make sure we don't overpay him. There we go. This is 6, 7, and 8. Perfect. We're never gonna need to actually, do any farming because all the food is coming in by ship. This is ridiculous. This is. I'm pretty sure this is not intended. Here comes another one. What do you got, buddy? What do you got? Oh my God! It's 1,000 chestnuts. I'll take 1,000 chestnuts. I'll take 1,000 plums as well, shall we? Here, 1,000 plums and 1,000 cherries. 3,000. Okay. So that's what, the complete thing? Okay, we can't afford all of it, but we can just remove some of these here cherries. Okay, maybe almost all of it, but we can just tap that up. There you go. We got a my God, it's like 2,200 food for our firewood. Boom. And our food supply is stable once again. Just keep coming with those merchants. We'll keep on expanding. So are you starting to understand where this is going? This guy just came in with almost 20,000 units of food, and we don't even have enough firewood, even though we got 4,000. We can just put, screw it, we're just gonna put 2,000 firewood in stock here, because we're gonna buy all of this. My God. Who needs farming? This is amazing. Okay, so it turns out that the more you buy from the traders, the more they bring. This guy just brought in 26,000 berries. 26,000 berries. I currently only have 10,000 units of food. My lord, that is... Okay, we can probably, afford... Yeah, we can afford 4,120 berries. That is ridiculous. I just came to a little bit of a weird realization. Whilst we are trading to the outside world with these ridiculous amounts of resources that are coming in and out, we don't actually appear to be using any sort of form of currency internally. Now, there's no coins, no money, or anything like that. And everybody is just, getting the same amount of resources. Everybody works for every... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, I guess this was gonna happen sooner or later. It would appear that a bad case of the dysentery has broken out in...
Dysentery.
In the town. Let's hope that this does not murder everybody. Go to the hospital, you. Don't infect anybody else, please. Come on, to the hospital with you and be done with it. Oh God, there's 2 of them now. Why are you not going to the hospital? Why are you going to church? Look, I know that you may be going for an early grave already. We have room in the graveyard by itself. But infecting everybody with dysentery is probably not... Oh, no, there's now 5 of them. Okay, please, 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 please do not die. Thank you. Go to the hospital. There you go. No, where you going? Don't go to the market. That's like ground zero for disease right there. At least we... Damn nomads bringing in diseases from all over the place. 8 patients. We got 7 patients right now. They're all in the hospital. Oh, okay, there's one more coming in. Oh, wait, no. There's more coming in. There's some bouts of dysentery. Because, you know, dysentery is definitely one of those infective diseases. They cause serious problems all the time when it comes to, you know, disease spreading and all that stuff. But... dysentery! Oh god, there's so many of them. There's now 16 people with dysentery. 16 people with dysentery. At least the amount of patients is dropping quite steadily. Thankfully, we built a hospital in time to deal with all this dysentery. Which means that we can continue being hyper-communistic, super inbred robber barons based on wood chips. Which is pretty much what this little colony of us has ended up to be. I can totally understand now why we were banished, because who in their right mind bases their entire economy on wood? Let's be fair here. Like, normally there would be endless fields of wheat and apples and whatnot all over the place, but instead we've just got a endless amount of wood. Does it work? Yes. Is it intended? Most likely not. Yes, I will have all of this, please. I will spend almost 2,000 wood on your walnuts. There we go. Give me more than walnuts. Here, I'll take your wheat. I won't take your wheat. I'll take your potatoes though, because we are semi-communist here. So potato will continue economy. Yeah, dysentery. It seems to be going okay. We seem to have contained the disease for now, but apparently it's hyper-infective, which is somewhat unexpected. So I have a few questions regarding the logistics of these here boats. Of course, we got one of these here floaty boys, but look at all the resources they have. Like, sure, I can understand pecan seeds, right? Okay, yeah, so they fit in a boat, sure. Bean seeds, corn seeds, sure. All that stuff, that fits in a boat perfectly fine. Put them in a bag, easy peasy. 500 units of firewood, though, considering how much space they took up. 2,000 units of wheat, 50 hide coats, 100 steel tools, 200 iron tools, 500 units of beef, and God knows what else. How is that fitting in these tiny crates over here? I have no idea. It could be like one of those instances where you see like videos from India or any other place in Southeast Asia where they just pile up resources onto one of those tiny bikes. I think that's what's going on here. But you know, you get back to the question: how are they even getting underneath all of these bridges? Like, sure, we've literally recreated little Venice over here with all these here trading hubs and whatnot, but how on earth are they even getting all this stuff in is completely beyond me. So considering I'm a little bit of an adventurous sort, I decided to buy some cows, and well, we'll just slow down time a little bit here. And I also prepared a pasture, and it's right next to the sheep pasture, because obviously we need some wool. But obviously some cattle needs to move here, and the cattle will start moving. There they go. Cattle, out of sheer curiosity, where are you going? Oh no. It looks like that some of these cattle have decided to turn into submarines, and yeah, Unterzemu is probably what we got going on here. But they're moving over towards the pasture in a somewhat unconventional way. You know, I said I wouldn't do any farming, but you know, we do want to have some meat every once in a while. But it doesn't really matter because we have so much stuff coming in. Like, traders are coming in 24/7 almost, and I'm going a little bit insane because all the pop-ups we got going on here. It's you know, a little bit unfortunate. And of course, with all good things, they have to come to an end, and that's of course where we're going to burn the city.
We have a city to burn.
into the ground in a sort of subjective way, because whilst we have enough population to basically sustain whatever we want, we could also bring in nomads. Now, whether or not the red-coated guys from across the sea actually ejected these, or they're more native orientated, we can bring in 21 nomads. And if we do that, then there's a good chance that disease will break out. And on top of that, well, let's put it this way, I don't think we will be able to sustain the population. So we're just gonna bring these guys in and see how it goes. I doubt it'll last. We have 23,000 food. They're looking for houses. Sure, our traders are everywhere. We still need more lumberjacks, because you can never have enough lumberjacks, let's be honest here, even though we've got hundreds of them. And, you know, we got boats coming in all the time. People will probably start dying soon, because we just ate 10,000 units of food. And the amount of laborers that are about to come in cannot be okay, let's put it that way. We also have this quarry over here, and they're just doing diggy hole and all that stuff. Where are these additional laborers? They should be coming in soon. I have no idea why these guys over here have a little axe over their head. Not entirely sure. She's idling, apparently. Okay then. Is it because we just don't have enough availability in the mine or something? Is that the issue? Yeah, we'll just crank that up. We'll just crank up those numbers. Yeah, they appear to be idling. I have no idea why. Come on, where are these new... Where's this new population here? We're waiting. 17,000 food. Soon the population should start to die. What's this? You've received an award, Lumberjack. Oh wow, we got an achievement for getting Lumberjack. It's too many Lumberjacks. Looks like winter is finally getting its first victim here. Oh no, we got multiple people in starvation. The problem with this particular build is, if you're not careful and people start to die, then we get ourselves a domino effect, because we won't have enough vendors or not enough woodcutters or foresters to sustain the population, and this is going to be a problem. As you can see, the graveyard is already a little bit on the full side. Yeah, we still got a little bit of room here around the church area, but I don't think we're gonna be looking good here. 94 food. We'll see. Oh no, we got more. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Whilst the city is burning, there's a couple of things we can do, but in all honesty, I just want to sit back here and get myself a nice swig of that beautiful black nectar that we call coffee over here. Oh yeah. Delicious roasted beans. I got myself a mocha pot the other day, and it's probably one of the better experiences I've ever had, unlike these people that are in the process of kicking the bucket. Unfortunate for them, but yeah, that's what you get for moving out into the West. There's no guarantee for you to survive. Well, they're starting to drop like flies. It's slightly unfortunate. Maybe we should not have let in those nomads from across the ocean. Yeah, and now we won't be able to replace anything. But hey, overall, this strategy works absolutely fine. It's particularly good. If you just manage to hold off your population growth to a reasonable amount, you should be just okay. So yeah, that's pretty much that one for this particular video. If you enjoyed this, you can thank these people for making this video here possible. But of course, if you didn't like this video, then you can blame these here people that made this video possible. So yeah, there you have it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, try to not to starve your population, and enjoy all your tiny boats that have way more capacity than even the TARDIS.